Good evening and welcome to the Channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has inaugurated a grand temple to Hindu god Ram in the flashpoint city of Ayodhya. But some Hindu seers and most of the opposition boycotted it, saying Mr. Modi was using it for political gains. General elections are due in India in the next few months, and Mr. Modi's political rivals say the governing Bharatiya Janata Party will be seeking votes in the temple's name in a country where 80% of the population is Hindu. More than 25,000 people have now been killed in Gaza during Israel's offensive there. That's according to the Hamas-run health ministry. It said there had been 178 deaths in the last 24 hours alone, making it one of the deadliest days in the war so far. As fighting continued, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu again rejected creating a Palestinian state. The White House has said the US and Israel clearly see things differently when it comes to a two-state solution. Israel began its offensive following the 7th of October attacks, in which Hamas fighters killed 1,300 people in southern Israel and took more than 240 hostage. The US military says 2 US Navy SEALs who went missing during an operation to seize Iranian-made weapons bound for Houthis in Yemen are now presumed dead. The incident took place on the 11th of January when commandos were boarding a ship off the coast of Somalia. According to media reports, one was swept away and the second jumped in after them following protocol. US Central Command said attempts are now being made to recover the bodies. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has dropped out of the 2024 presidential race and endorsed Donald Trump. He quit ahead of the Republican primary election in New Hampshire, where he was polling in the single digits. Mr. DeSantis was once considered a strong contender for the party's nomination, but on Sunday he said he did not have a clear path to victory. Nikki Haley, Mr. Trump's last remaining challenger, said she was the only one able to beat US President Joe Biden. Ms. Haley will go head-to-head with Mr. Trump in New Hampshire on Tuesday, the second in a series of state-by-state contests to pick a Republican nominee for the November general election.
It's clear to me that a majority of Republican primary voters want to give Donald Trump another chance. They watch his presidency get stymied by relentless resistance, and they see Democrats using lawfare this day to attack him. Well, I've had disagreements with Donald Trump, such as on the coronavirus pandemic and his elevation of Anthony Fauci. Trump is superior to the current incumbent, Joe Biden. That is clear. I signed a pledge to support the Republican nominee, and I will honor that pledge.
At least 8 people have died and dozens are still missing after a landslide struck China's southwestern province in Yunnan. The landslide in Jiaotong City happened at 5:51 local time on Monday morning, trapping 47 people. President Xi Jinping has ordered an all-out rescue in the area, which is experiencing sub-zero temperatures. The cause of the landslide remains unclear, but the remote mountainous region is prone to landslides. Checks are being carried out on a second Boeing aircraft model following the blowout of an unused door on one of its planes earlier this month. The US Federal Aviation Administration grounded more than 170 of the 737 MAX 9 fleet after a cabin panel broke away thousands of feet above the ground. The agency said airlines should also inspect older 737-900ER models, which use the same door design. The FAA described the move as an added layer of safety. And Storm Isha has brought heavy rain and strong winds to the UK, causing travel disruption and leaving tens of thousands of people without electricity. Storm Isha hit parts of Northern Ireland, Northern England and Scotland, which have seen the strongest winds in 10 to 20 years, with gusts of up to 99 miles per hour recorded in Northumberland. Conditions have been particularly treacherous on the coasts. An amber weather warning has been in place for up to 15 hours, and there have been some lucky escapes. A motorist leaving this car seconds before this tree fell on it. Dozens of flights have been redirected too, many landing in other foreign countries. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.